moment of truth has come.
Rainbow News, my name is Catherine Montali. Coming up at this hour, police arrest Sumbuleta. Parliamentary committee demand removal of fuel levies. Tobacco farmers in Kasungu close MRA offices. We have business and sports news. Thanks for tuning in. Police have confirmed the arrest of Aubrey Sumbuleta over financial crimes. This is according to Blantyre Police, but could not provide the details, saying National Police Headquarters were better placed as the matter was with Fiscal Police. We'll give you more details later. Chairperson for Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources, Melanie Chilenga, has demanded removal of levies on fuel to bring down the cost and incentive Malawians to stop using natural resources. Chilenga told the media at Parliament after meeting the Line Ministry that most Malawians use charcoal and firewood to avoid high costs of gas and paraffin. He speaks to our reporter Rachel July.
We have requested them to scrap off some of the fuel levies so that they assist in making sure that we conserve our natural resources. So the levies that I was talking about are levy on LPG and also levy for Malawi Bureau of Standards. Then also if they could remove all the taxes on the gas stoves. Because if they remove tax on gas stoves, it means the gas stoves will be cheaper and they will be accessible by many, especially in towns and cities. Those are the people who mostly use charcoal. But also if the levy is removed on gas itself, LPG, then gas will be cheaper. So most of the people will be tempted to cook using gas, which is clean energy, not this dirty charcoal. So most of the people will stop using charcoal. By the end of the day, we'll find that we have conserved our trees in this country.
Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Natural Resources, Patrick Matanda, who appeared before the committee, had this to say on the matter.
Misonkho ikuyunikidwa ndipo pakakhala mpata woti tikhoza kusintha zina ndi zina tiyenera kuti tibwerenso ku parliament kuno. They were talking about the levies on fuel. So they were trying to explain to say some of the levies were put there for a purpose. Now that purpose is no longer there. So then why would we still want to keep those levies there? But we are also aware that some of them are contained in some of our laws. So if we are going to change, it means that we have to also come back to Parliament for a revision of that law.
In Kasungu, some angry farmers descended on Malawi Revenue Authority offices, forcing it to suspend operations as they demanded withholding tax refunds. MRA deducts 20% of their tobacco sales in anticipation of refunds upon farmers filing of their claims if eligible. And this often creates anxiety among some farmers who feel cheated. Rainbow is still on the ground to gather more information about the matter and will give you more in our subsequent bulletin. Moving forward. Moving on, some organizers of the failed We apologize for such. And as we move forward, some organizers of the failed protest against corruption and impunity have filed a notice to hold the demonstrations on Friday. One of the people behind the protest, Idris Ali Nasser, posted on social media the copy of the notice purported to have been sent to the Lilongwe District Commission. However, the office of the DC is yet to confirm receipt and response of the notice. The DC, Lawful Epalani, who initially gave permission for the march, reversed the decision, claiming further consultations established some concerns, citing the matter of Ashok Nair, whose residence the demonstrators plan to march to is in court. Nair is under investigation on allegations that he aided the Sartar, or is being suspected to be in the kingpin of massive corruption that has been happening in government through dubious procurement deals and questionable payment claims. Meanwhile, a group called Citizen Advancement for Economic Revolution, otherwise known as CARE, has openly condemned the nature of the demonstrations. The CARE's director, Redson Muno, thinks taking the demos to Ashok Nair's house can lead to anarchy. Speaking to Rainbow, Muno says Nair is entitled to sue Chizuma and that Chizuma is not above the law. He spoke to Robert Edward.
If those guys have any message they want to send to Mr. Kayuni, they have to take those grievances to his office, not to his home. And if they have issues on the way, or SCB, or this guy has behaved to sue the SCB director, the issue is not taking the demonstration to his house. They know where to take their grievances. This is a government of order. They can go to a DC or to Capitol Hill. Because what we are saying here is, the corruption that we are having in Malawi, it's deep-rooted. We are busy fighting the symptoms. We are supposed to fight the root cause of our corruption. We will fight Ashok. Ashok will go. If the system is still there, corruption will continue. That's what we are saying.
Government has announced it will not renew the diesel power contract with Agreco, citing the deal is too expensive. Appearing before Parliamentary Committee on Energy, Principal Secretary of Ministry of Energy, Patrick Matanda, argued that Agreco's diesel generators only provide about 2% of total national power output, but consumes about 17% of revenue from electricity sales. The contract cancellation is said to be a huge cost saver, despite government's area stance to maintain Agreco until power generation improves, as the diesel generators contribute 30 megawatts to the national grid, reducing load shedding. The move has excited the Parliamentary Committee, as expressed by Chairperson Wilani Chirenga. Chirenga explains to Rachel July.
This is what we have been saying all along. We don't want Agreco expensive power. Agreco must go. And we are so excited as a cluster, we are so excited as a committee also, that come April we will not have Agreco. It means our tariffs may go down because we are paying heavily for nothing. So we hope that between now and April, the 130 megawatts at Kapichira comes back, Agreco goes. As Malawians, we can start smiling.
Strong working relationship between Malawian and Tanzanian soldiers is critical to ending trafficking in persons and smuggling of goods on the country's borders. MDF's 101 Brigade Commander Mzuzu Roderick Mbalabumwendo and his Tanzania 401 Brigade counterpart Charles Feluza agree that eradication of international crimes need concerted efforts. Yohane Chidea has the detail.
Syndicates on trafficking in persons and smuggling of goods remain unaddressed on Malawi's borders. At times, some law enforcers are trapped in such scandals as they aid those perpetrating the malpractice. But Malawian and Tanzanian soldiers believe strengthening ties between Lilongwe and Dodoma can end the international crimes. MDF's 101 Brigade Commander in Mzuzu, Rodrigue Balagumwendo, is optimistic that concerted efforts remain critical.
As an avenue of interaction, because that's where people are very free to interact and talk to each other. But then you know that in this corridor, northern corridor, there's a lot of smuggling going on, illegal immigrants using the northern corridor. So our friends are just across the border. So I was appealing to them and to ourselves that let's cooperate and try to curb this practice. You know, there's a lot of illegal migration, smuggling of drugs and human trafficking.
His Mbeya City 401 Brigade counterpart, Charles Feruzi, shares similar sentiments, adding the two militaries should continue living in harmony.
The relationship was there since then, but after the team came area, now the relation is cemented. So we are like since brothers from Malawi and brother from Tanzania, and we are still insisting that this relationship must be bonded.
Meanwhile, Mzuzu City Mayor Gift Design Renda says this in the long run will be beneficial to the city and Malawi in general.
We would like to have that relationship with the Mbeya City, and we can create a business atmosphere together with the city, since we usually have the same business with.
Soldiers from Malawi and Tanzania are in Mzuzu for international military games 4 months after Malawi soldiers went to Mbeya for similar games. For Rainbow News, I am Yohane Chidea.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching the Midday Bulletin on Rainbow. We'll be back after the break.
Music Crossroads Academy. Music Crossroads Academy. Music Crossroads Academy offers special programs like music lessons and instrument training, ICT, fabrication and welding, fashion design and tailoring, shoemaking, and many more. Register today at our Creative Training Campus at Majika, Area 23 in Lilongwe. For more information, call us on 0999 916 799 or 0996 405 254. Email mcmalawi@music-crossroads.net.
Welcome back to the Midday Bulletin. And as we continue, an organization called the Soul Send IU, a global umbrella body of retired reverends under the PIM Church, has brought smiles to some families in Zomba and Palombe with relief items. The families that are being accommodated in school blocks were in need of aid because of the devastation that was left by Cyclone Anna, as George Mohango's report narrates, being read by Ian Deke in the studios.
Close to 200 people who were affected by Cyclone Anna in Zomba and Palombe had a sigh of relief from Soul Send IU. Their faces were filled with happiness because Soul Send IU is the first ministry to have provided relief items in the two areas of Crook Village Hedmanjovu in Palombe North and Zomba Jali. One of the pastors had this to say.
We discovered that these people totally they need support. That's why we came here to support them.
President of Soul Send IU, Reverend Chipuliko, said this was a contribution from retired reverends under PIM in the United States of America.
Here is to touch somebody with love because of the cyclone rain that has affected our people. Some of them have no food, some of them have no shelter, no place to stay. So we came today just with ufa flour and rice and sugar and salt, just to give them as a little relief, so that as they are struggling to get food, they can be assisted from these food items we have brought for them.
Attempts are also there that Soul Send IU distribute relief items in Chihuahua and in Sanje this month. Soul Send IU is also in other countries championing religious and developmental work.
And on some good notes, good news coming from the entertainment, as Unity of Purpose by some Lilongwe-based musicians raises at least a 2.5 million budget towards flood victims in the country. This is despite a low turnout for the organized fundraising event in the capital city. About 20 musicians performed during the event, which was also provided virtual access by fans. One of the organizers, Levium Sakalewa, shares more to our arts reporter, Chisomo Yoenda.
Overall, the show was a success, despite the fact that we didn't manage to raise as targeted, because we were looking at raising over 15 million, but then turned out that we didn't raise as expected. So in total, we have 2.5 million, and we should be able to hand over that to the authorities. We are looking at liaising with the Ngumanoa, Sena, and Manganja. There are some representatives here in Lilongwe. We should be able to liaise with them.
Approaches market opportunity opens in Botswana for at least 30,000 metric tons of legumes from Malawi. This was learned in Lilongwe at the launch of Virtue Farming Organization subsidiary in the country at a ceremony. The VFO Chief Executive Officer, Kirby Maganga, said good quality and produce has a huge market potential in Botswana, but called for professional farming as the company expects to employ 250 officers to help farmers. We have this report.
Virtue Farming Organization, a company that is based in Botswana, has launched its subsidiary in Malawi today at the Golden Peacock in Lilongwe. And according to CEO of the organization, Kirby Kamanga, his main focus is to make sure that markets are readily available for products that are being produced in Malawi by local farmers, and at the same time emphasize on the need for them to fetch good prices on the international market. Guest of honor at the event was Honorable Minister Lobin Lowe, who did urge the organization VFO to be consistent, saying that at the pace the country is going, it needs such innovations. He shared more.
Ours is a kind of follow-up to make sure that this organization is really implementing what it is actually indicating here, because previously we had similar organizations. I was almost tempted to call or to mention some of them. They presented their position as if they are good organizations, only to learn that they are not. They don't have any capacity.
Botswana imports 85% of its consumables, and Malawi has secured such markets in the country, specifically legumes. CEO for the organization, Kirby Kamanga, shares more sentiments and insights about the Botswana market.
So far, we have 3 products that we would like to export from Malawi. We have an import permit in Botswana to import about 10,000 metric tons of each. That's groundnuts, sugar beans, and soybeans.
Farmers who are members of several cooperatives in the country have appreciated these sentiments, as well as a gesture of both the ministries as well as the CEO for the Virtue Farming Organization, and has also pledged more products to be farmed in this year. Another thing that has come eminent was about quality, and they have also assured that given that the markets are readily available, they shall look more into making sure that they are producing what is required and at the same time of good standards. For Rainbow at Golden Peacock Hotel in Lilongwe, this is Catherine Montali.
And last in sports, the Blantyre District Youth Football Committee says it will be using Kamuzu and Imperial Stadium despite the kickoff of the Super League this month. Recently, under-20 teams lobbied for better grounds. Vice Chairperson for the committee, Gray Alex Chokoto, told Rainbow they have been engaging firm on the issue and have been told to be using Chilomoni Stadium as alternative venue. Sarah Musoa reports.
For some time, under-20 have been lobbying that they should be using better grounds during their cup games. Since the kickoff of the Under-20 Football Cup of Manchester Motor Mechanical Centre, they have been playing their games at Kamuzu and Chwembe Stadium. Vice Chairperson for Blantyre District Youth Football Committee, Gray Alex Chokoto, said as the Super League is expected to start soon, they will be using Chilomoni and other grounds.
Super League will be kicking up in the next 2 weeks. We have engaged Football Association Malawi to say if maybe there would be the grounds are free, we can take advantage and play on those grounds, because it's not on every weekend that the Super League games will be playing on this field. So we'll be asking Football Association of Malawi to grant us that opportunity where the grounds are free. But then in the case that these grounds are not free, we will still resort and go back to the grounds that we've been using in the past. As you may recall that we use mostly Blantyre Youth Centre as our ground.
Manchester Motor Mechanical Centre Blantyre District Under-20 Cup is expected to be played for 6 weeks. For Rainbow in Blantyre, this is Sarah Mlozoa.
And that report concludes our midday bulletin. Before we go, a reminder of the top stories. Parliamentary committee demand removal of fuel levies. Tobacco farmers in Kasungu closed MRA offices. We also had business and sports. My name is Catherine Montali. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
You are watching Rainbow TV. Rainbow Television is an